You are watching ESPNcricinfo Match Day. This is the innings break in the game between Rajasthan Royals and Sunrisers Hyderabad. Batting first, Rajasthan have piled on 198 runs for the loss of 2 wickets. The star there, not out. 102, Sanju Samson. Ajinkya Rahane chipping in with those 70 runs as well. Not great reading if you're a bowler from Sunrisers Hyderabad. 1 wicket apiece to Nadeem and Rashid Khan. With me, Brad Hodge and Deep Gupta. Brad, 170 you thought at the end of 14 overs. Who would have thought? 198?
No, it was an amazing effort. In the class batting was outstanding. The partnership between Rahane and Samson was a great platform, and then and Sanju just went and finished it off. I mean, that's a tremendous score on this surface and also this ground.
Right.
But actually can't blame the forecaster who would have thought Bhuvi would have gone for 55 in his sports.
That's true. Very true.
Though you might have. I mean, looking back at his form in the recent past, you could have suspected him going for a few runs.
Yeah, but 55 or 4 is quite a bit. And,
that's a bit of a stretch.
Yeah, I mean, Virat, I mean, as far as we were talking about Virat yesterday and how silently you would be happy to see Hardik do well, Bumrah do well, but this would be an area of concern because Bhuvi hasn't looked himself against the series against Australia, in the last couple of games here. I mean, he's known for his death over bowling, and if you look at the last game against 1 over, he went for 21 with Russell going after him, and this game again. So yeah, I mean, Bhuvi needs to get it right now.
Okay, just a reminder for those of you who are watching us on Facebook, do send in your questions. We'll try and take a few of them to our experts in Deep Gupta and Brad Hodge. I believe you've already got one coming through, and this is with regards to the quiz that we played before this match started. Plenty of viewers who are watching the quiz, and this one is for Deep Gupta. The question, we'll have that up very, very shortly. Meanwhile, we'll get back to the game. I think it's taking time for the question to be ready, and Deep is very glad that that question isn't up at the moment. We're going back to the game. Okay, we're just going back to that particular performance by Bhuvi. Right, I'm just coming to you. What is it that has happened between Bhuvi of last year to Bhuvi of this? Because up until last IPL, he was outstanding.
Yeah, probably just lack of consistent cricket, actually. I mean, it just looks like he's been in different seasons so far leading into the IPL. And I guess in the past he's come in bowling consistent overs, red hot, understanding his game. And he's just maybe off a fraction. And when you're off a fraction at this level, you pay the price. So I think it worked nicely into some good rhythm in the tournament. It's very difficult for a fast bowler to come in and expect great returns when you haven't been playing a lot of cricket.
I'll put that question to you as well, Deep, because plenty of viewers are asking that question. You've got me here asking similar to the question that I asked him. What's wrong with Bhuvi? I mean, doesn't seem to be the same death bowler that featured in the previous IPL.
Yeah, but I completely agree with what Hodgie mentioned. Last year hasn't been that great in terms of injuries. He was out for a while because of injuries, and then coming back, and that injury was kind of serious because he came back, then he again got injured, then went back to rehab again, and he hasn't really played a lot of cricket of late. So I think with time, I mean, that's one of the things I kept saying before this tournament as well. Someone like Bhuvi, rather than resting him, he needs to play as much cricket as possible just to get back his rhythm.
Okay, I was talking about the quiz. We've got Crispin Gerard. He doesn't have a question actually, he has a comment. You'd love to hear this. I think Sanju Samson would have watched Face Off today and would have realized it has been a while since he scored a century because we took that question. That's a good one, I must say, Crispin. Yeah, but there is that gap. You know, which Sanju Samson have we been seeing in the last few years? We've seen the one who could score a century and then went off the boil.
Yeah, I mean, his form's been patchy in Ranji Trophy leading into it. So, what you see today is a completely different player to what's been happening in the last sort of 8 months. It's a remarkable turnaround. Look, I guess T20 cricket obviously helps him where you just got to go out there and hit the ball. Seems to have adapted his role nicely, and the partnership of building a platform. He hit to his areas of strength. That's what he did do most of the day. He was particularly good against spin. But it's remarkable how T20 can just turn around your fortunes where instead of worrying about technique, you just got to go out there and hit the ball, and he's done that well.
We're taking a look at his wagon wheel. This is how he got those 102 runs, of course, all around the wicket, but that leg side that he favoured, 31 runs coming there, smashing it out of the park on a few occasions. And I suspected this question would come, Deep, and it has come. Aldrin D'Souza Sanju Samsung is a consistent player in the IPL. He thinks consistent. We've just discussed that it was patchy, but he believes why is he not given an opportunity in the Indian team? I mean, we're looking at you number 4.
Listen, I mean, for everyone who watches just IPL, the important part is you need to follow the domestic circuit as well.
Right.
Right. So yes, I mean Sanju does well in IPL, but my thing is when I look at Sanju and that's where it just strikes me that he's got everything in him, right? He's got the talent, he's got the basics going, but why doesn't he still perform at Ranji Trophy or domestic level or consistently, even in IPL consistently? And that's where I just believe somebody needs to sit him down and have a talk with him, because it can't be a technical issue. It has to be a mental issue. Somewhere he is fine playing T20 cricket, okay, and he's technically strong, so it's not that he can't play red ball cricket. But somebody needs to sit with him and say, listen, why is it that in T20 you're fearless and you go out there, express yourself? Why can't you do the same with red ball cricket or domestic cricket otherwise, other than IPL? You know, guys, there are other domestic cricket, Vijay Hazare one-dayers, you have Syed Mushtaq Ali T20, you have Ranji Trophy, and you look up his numbers, they aren't impressive. So there is a reason, and there has to be, and it can't be technical, it is a mental thing.
Okay, interesting point that you make there. I'm staying with Aldrin's comment. Brad, he also talked about Shane Warne predicting this guy will be an MVP.
Yeah.
Shane would be smiling at the moment.
He will be certainly smiling, Shane Warne. You know, we were joking about it in the back room there. But he throws out big predictions, the king, Shane Warne, and he's got one right so far. I mean, he's got 102 runs to his name, Sanju Samson, plus what he made in the previous games. So he's off to a good start. He's got the orange cap on his head. Yeah. So maybe Warnie's been doing some secret work behind the scenes and he's on track.
Maybe he's already had a chat with him,
maybe,
sat him down.
Maybe.
He was very, very confident. Of course, he knows a thing or two that we don't know. He's part of that team as well. I've got a comment here from Rizwan Ahmad. He says, well-deserved 50 for a leg spinner, Bhuvi. I'd say that's rather mean. I know he didn't have a great day, but he certainly isn't a leg spinner. In fact, he's increased his pace in the last few years. Bowls, 130 clicks. Okay, I'm going to take a question now from Prabhat. And since we were talking about the number 4, Deep, that's a point he makes. And as you say, we need to keep looking at all performances. Rahane's case is being made by him.
Number 4 for Rahane. Well, he was tried. See, my point with Indian number 4 is what is that you're looking for from your number 4? Is it power hitting? Is it being the sheet anchor? Or for me, I think what you're looking for is someone who can rotate the strike. More often than not, you're going to play with Virat or say someone like Rohit or Shikhar. Strike rotation, especially against spin, is very, very important. And I'm not looking at names. I'm just looking at what does that position requires. And when I look at that, and obviously he's done well. You know, it's not at number 4, but as an opener, Ajinkya has done well. But when I look at the other options that are there, I think you already have guys who are better suited to bat at number 4, like Raidu, like Vijay Shankar. I mean, as far as Ajinkya is concerned, as an opener, as a third opener, I think his doors are not shut on him. I don't think it should be shut on him for the World Cup squad. But in the middle order, maybe not.
Of course, you've got Pant there also waiting in the mix of things. Okay, quickly, this is a very interesting point. Sakala Kala Vallabhan Surya makes. Brad, I'll get that to you. I think Bhuvi needs some rest in the tournament. Is it right or wrong to do that? What do you think? I mean, it's an interesting point. He's been playing a lot of cricket for India, though.
Yeah, no, I don't think that. I think that when you're struggling with some form, you need to find it. And I don't think going away from the game is going to help. I think for Bhuvi, he seems like a real momentum bowler and a comfortable field bowler. And so rhythmic. He's got a great seam position. For me, it almost looks like, he didn't play that much in Australia. Hasn't played leading in. So for me, I'm a little bit with Deep that he needs to play all 14 games, get that rhythm back. And I've no doubt by the end of the tournament he'll be up and running and at his best. But right now he just seems to be a fraction off the pace. But it's only millimetres. You got to remember, when you execute a Yorker, it's about that much difference whether you're actually successful or not. And he's not that far off. It's not like he's bowling
Okay. Final question before we wrap up, because he talks about Bhuvi's pace, and we also had a comment about him being leg spinner. And even though I said it's a mean comment, but it has dropped a bit. Do you think that's the reason? And I've got Satish Swaminathan also wanting to know exactly the same thing. That dropping of pace, the issue.
No, that's not an issue. But again, when you go through an injury for an elongated period of time, psychologically you also have to get out of it. You have to feel. And it's not that he came out of it, then he went back into the same injury again. So, psychologically, everything else, the more he bowls, he'll start feeling good about his body, his action, his rhythm. Give him some time. He's a class act. He'll get it back. But the question is, will SRH be a kind of patient with him or not, or they might not be. I mean, end of the day, it's a 14-match game. Everyone's looking for quick success here, but hopefully they are patient with him.
Okay, completely out of time. 199 the target. Both of you picked SRH to begin with. Staying with that?
Oh, look, not at this stage, no. I
No.
think that's a fantastic score from Rajasthan. And I think there'll be a big key aspect, and that's Jofra Archer for me.
Okay.
Make a big
No for
difference.
Brad.
No, it's going to be very difficult. They have to play out of their skins to actually get to that total.
Okay, halfway through the match, we've got our experts completely changed their opinion. They've gone with SRH. Now they think it can't happen, but that's what cricket does. A great inning there by Sanju Samsung, smashing that 100. 102 is what he got. 199 is what Sunrisers Hyderabad are chasing. It's now back to the live action. We'll catch you right after the innings is over.